Alright, so what's good, y'all? I came in live. This video is gonna be so informational. It's about to even blow your minds. If you don't know anything about regulated versus unregulated brokers, this YouTube video is gonna actually be able to explain that, so you can do your own due diligence and use the right platforms the right way. Before I even dabble to any of this, I know over the years I have personally used many different unregulated brokers, but certain things has been, sliding in my DMs and it actually caught my interest. And one of the main things is this article, as you can see here. So we look into this article. It basically says that SVG gives FX brokers until March 10th to show license as fraud claims jump. Now, we all understand it is past the deadline, but that doesn't mean that this is not taking place. This is something that is still taking place. The reason why is because if you're an unregulated broker doing business inside St. Vincent and Grenadines without a regulatory license, you will be losing your MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 license. Just because you gotta go step back a little bit, okay? Understand, Apple policies and guidelines has changed. So when Apple's policies and guidelines has changed, it basically MetaQuotes got looked into. And when MetaQuotes got looked into, all of these brokers that exist on the marketplace, such as Traders Domain and FX Winnie, for example, these two brokers in particular, basically haven't been paying people out. One of the biggest ones is Traders Domain. There's a lot of victims inside Traders Domain that, hasn't been paid out. So the CFTC actually investigated Traders Domain, for example, perfect example, right? That they're trying to see what's going on. So instead of targeting the broker itself, they target the technology. The technology is MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. It got removed out the Apple Store. So MetaQuotes had to start, factoring down that they have to be more compliant and remove all of these unregulated, Ponzi, unethical businesses that are not basically doing business the right way. So they're basically applying pressure to the brokers to get regulated to do business the right way. So it's either you're regulated or you're not regulated. If you're unregulated, MetaQuotes is going to be removing your license, that either your MetaTrader 4 license, by the way, which more than likely is going to be obsolete at the end of the year. Or if you have a MetaTrader 5 license, you're going to be losing that. So you have to have a regulatory license to basically be in a regulatory compliance side of the broker. So pretty much if your broker is that you're using that's not regulated, it's going to be losing MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. Before I even dive deep into this article, I just want everybody to understand that. And if that's the case, a lot of these platforms is going to be literally using web traders in time. And the reason why they're going to be using web traders is because they're not going to have no access to MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 or keeping their license for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. So you got to understand, compliance matters. If you like using the platform MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5, or if you have EAs or AIs or any type of softwares that does automated trading, you have to use Meta Editor. So all of these softwares got coded inside Meta Editor. So if they're going to lose their MetaQuotes license, they're not going to be able to use Meta Editor. And if they can't use Meta Editor, then they can't use the EAs, AIs, and softwares, and they have to resort to using web traders. Now, these web traders that are, being advertised online, from what I have seen from my knowledge, it's kind of like interesting because I look at them as a great value TradingView, and I want you to understand the difference between the two. TradingView only accepts regulated brokers. So if you're looking into trading on an unregulated broker, they're going to be using something completely different that has nothing to do with TradingView. It just looks like TradingView. So they can have a platform for people to actually trade on. I've already seen some of them going around online. It's been pretty interesting, but it is what it is. People that want to stay unregulated, keep in mind, when you're trading on an unregulated broker, your funds aren't safe. And I'm going to dive deeper into explaining why. Your funds aren't safe, you're not protected, and somebody can run off, the broker meaning, can run off with your capital, and there won't be no repercussions. But when you're trading regulated, there's repercussions, meaning somebody could go to jail on the regulated side. There's actual realities. Okay, yeah, it's on government websites, and I'm gonna dive into that as well. Like, regulated brokers have to be licensed by the CFTC to actually be compliant to be regulated. So it's a whole different world, just a reality check. When you're dealing with regulated platforms, someone goes to jail. When you deal with unregulated platforms, it's pretty much, there's really no consequences. You pretty much could get screwed. Like example, Trader's Domain is unregulated. FX Winning is unregulated. And what do the two have in common right now? They're high risk, they're not safe, and people can't even get the money out. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? And they're unregulated. You know, so you got to also ask yourself, would Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk put their money in an unregulated broker? Everybody should scratch their head and answer that without hesitation. The answer to that is more than likely no, right? So why do people put their money and have all this trust in this unregulated broker or unregulated brokers? It doesn't make sense. So keep in mind, when you're trading, you want to put your money where you know you can sleep good at night, and that's into proper brokerages that are regulated. So I'm gonna dive into all this information, and it's gonna, you know, this video is all about information, it's all about education, and it's really just coming down to, you know, it sucks when you put your money into a platform and you can't withdraw your funds out because they running off with it. You're like, you don't even know what's going on. You're just like, what the hell? And that's not something that you're gonna want to trade and or put your money into, then be like, yo, this isn't fair. Like, what's going on? The reality is this reality. If you're putting money on unregulated brokers, it's a, you know, literally anything can happen. But when you put your money, once again, on a regulated broker or a regulated bank, there's repercussions. I'm gonna give you another example of repercussions. FTX, what happened? Somebody's going to jail. It's pretty straightforward. There is actual repercussions when you put things in a regulated broker and things do not play out. It's just straightforward. You can't play with people's capital. So on unregulated brokers, unfortunately, all the mess and anything can happen, and people constantly keep putting their money inside of these unregulated things, and I don't know, it just don't make sense. But here's an article. As you can see here, also what I'm gonna do on this YouTube video, I'm going to drop the sources of the links that I'm gonna be showing, so people get educated and understand what they're looking at. So one of the biggest things here is that in the St. Vincent and Grenadines, they're basically trying to clean up the name, so there's no real laws on Forex over there. Or so you gotta understand, in that financial section, since there's no laws, they are actually wanting to be more compliant of what's going on over there. And one of the biggest things that they're choosing to do to be compliant is that they want regulated brokers to only be registered there. They don't want to deal with the mess of unregulated brokers being registered there. It's just chaotic. Anything can happen. So as you can see here, one of the couple of licenses that they show here is the FCA, the FCA, the CSEC, and the ASEC license. So pretty much these are like three regulatory licenses that you can see that if a broker is registered in the St. Vincent Grenadines, they kind of have to more than likely have to have these licenses just so they can continue to do business where they're registered at. So it's very important that you understand that this is a real thing. This is a real article. This is something really there. Like, this is a verifiable source. And I want people to understand, when you search your brokers, that you could go literally just look up any broker. The broker I'm currently using is called Sway Markets. You can see that they are regulated. It's pretty straightforward, which is pretty cool. And this is what I'm encouraging people to do, is to trade on regulated exchanges. Just because of the fact that, once again, your capital is protected, you're good to go. So one thing you're going to notice when you're regulated on this is that it shows you a certificate, and it tells you that it's regulated at the top, and it basically gives you a score. Everything is all cordial. It's beautiful. But before I even get into more depth about the broker that I'm currently using, I want to dive into my path, my history. Okay. I've been trading in this game for 9 years, and within my 9 years of trading, I have used many different brokers. So I just want to bring this up because I know a lot of people that follow me use a lot of wrong brokers as well over time, and it is what it is. A lot of people just were trading unregulated, but now we have regulated solutions. You got to ask yourself, why would you want to keep your money in an unregulated exchange when there's clear as day having payout issues in a lot of them? And as you can see, MetaQuotes is applying more pressure for brokers to be regulated, or they're going to be losing their MetaQuotes license, so they have to then resort to great value trading view products in reality, just to continue to do business. And I personally am a person that likes the platform MetaTrader 5. I love MetaTrader 5. Like, why do I have to go use a web trader on an unregulated broker? That doesn't even feel right. It doesn't even make sense. So I'd rather personally trade on a regulated broker and be more on the compliance side of things, knowing that my funds are safe and I can sleep good at night. So looking into all the brokers that I previously used in the past, I don't could talk from my own personal experience, I wasn't as educated as I am today. So me looking into some of the brokers, as you can see, Traders Way was one of the biggest ones I used back in the day. And it tells you right here, no regulation, no license, and it even tells you, warning, low score, please stay away. And that's kind of alarming because WikiFX is not a opinionated website. It's a document certification approval website. So when you look into like WikiFX, you're gonna see big time brokers on here, like big regulated exchanges. I'm gonna give you an example of one. Like here's a perfect one. Like IC Markets. You're gonna notice that when you're dealing with a regulated broker, you're gonna see that they have licenses. They're gonna say that certification center of WikiFX. Like, they're approving these brokers, saying, okay, we have did all the documentation research on the broker that this is, and they're verified, saying, all right, well, you're good to go. Like, we trust you. See, when you're unregulated, you can't do that. You can't approve that, the broker is good. Or, it literally tells you that the broker is not good and you shouldn't be trading on it. It's not safe. So if you put your money in it, you're just not educated and you're just learning, and it's okay. We all been there, we all still learning, but just smart to put your money where it matters, in a regulated broker. See, there's another platform I use, Hugo's Way. No license. Once again, not even smart to even use. Not regulated. Here's another broker I was using. And back in the day, I used to push a lot of people into this platform when it came out, but once again, not regulated. Okay. And just having clarity. I feel like clarity is the best thing when you're understanding the differences, and when you actually do the research, you're gonna realize that, just unfortunately, a lot of these brokers are unregulated. Now that doesn't mean all unregulated brokers are bad. It just, anything can happen. It tells you on WikiFX, please stay away. So this is one of the last brokers I was using not too long ago. And when I got educated more so on regulated brokers or finding regulated solutions in the marketplace, especially after all this traders domain issues that's been going on, FX winning, not paying people out, then that article of SVG here, everything became super alarming to me, and I was like, I can't go on like this as a trader. I have to trade more smarter. I have to put my money where I know it's protected, because not getting paid out is not a good thing. That's not a good thing at all for nobody. So why do we continue to chase these unregulated brokers for a 1-500 leverage? It makes no sense. The broker I'm using has a 1-500 leverage. So, it's like, what's the point of using an unregulated broker when a regulated version that's protected, that's on WikiFX, that's certified, that's documented, and the whole 9 yards is good to go with the same leverage? Obviously, I'm gonna use that. It makes more sense to me. So here's, this was Aiko. That was a broker that I was using not so long ago. I stopped using them. Here's the interesting one. FX winning a trader's domain is just wow. Just no comment. They haven't been paying people out. I am, seriously annoyed about those two platforms. FX winning, especially, they just recently randomly stopped paying people out, and it's like, man, it's not a vibe. As you can see here, no regulation, no license. It tells you straight up, be aware of the risk. These platforms, it has no valid regulation, so it's like, makes no sense. Especially, you gotta understand, if people trading on PAM and MAM accounts, they have to have a Series 3 or 34 license, and if they don't have that or can show you proof of that, it's not smart to invest your money into those platforms, because they're not really being ethical with you. This is another platform I was using not too long ago, Athens, as well. It's pretty straightforward. It says please stay away. They're unregulated, but once again, not all unregulated brokers are bad. It just, you don't have the peace of mind. And I like to have a peace of mind at the end of the day. I like to trade regulated. Especially, I like to trade on MetaTrader 5. All of these unregulated brokers are in time Now, we don't know when this is going to happen, but we know it is going to happen. The question is when. They're going to all have no choice but to resort to using web traders, and the web traders are going to look like TradingView. So it's like, why use TradingView for all these years to then eventually now switch to using a great value product of TradingView? Makes no sense to me. I personally wouldn't even want to do that, because I'd rather trade on TradingView where they actually accept regulated brokers. If I want to trade unregulated, then I'll go to the great value version, I guess. But you know, that's not something that I want to do. Like, I like trading on MetaTrader 5. I love trading on MetaTrader products in general, and I know I'm talking for a large amount of people. Especially, I like trading on the app. I'm not going to go on a web trader where there is no app and has no technology advancement to trade EAs, AIs, or software, so have automated trading. Makes no sense. You're shooting yourself in the foot in an unregulated version of hell reality. So here's another broker. Yeah, some of my students are actually on. I told them, look, just go unregulated, but you know, just reality for everyone that's watching. AirJFX is another broker that I don't suggest. It says please stay away. You know, everyone could go on this website WikiFX and do their own due diligence. Once again, they're not an opinionated website. They're actually a very big company that specializes in trustworthy brokerage approvals. So as you can see, there's a lot of brokers that's on here. They have to be regulated to actually be verified. If they're unregulated, it's going to tell you that there's no regulation. So it's pretty straightforward. Once again, I have some students as well that's on Carbon. Once again, I highly suggest everyone to go switch to regulated brokers. Once again, because they're not safe. You don't know what's going to happen. Your money that you're depositing into these brokers, you don't know if you can possibly withdraw at the end of the day. So you play with the risk. That's on you. But you know, there's solutions, and you know, if there's clear as hell solutions like the broker I'm trading on that's regulated, you're in clarity with yourself. You know, it tells you right here: certification center of WikiFX. So I'm gonna get into a little bit more topics on towards this in a second. And the other platform that is literally creating hell for a lot of people right now is Traders Domain. So it's like a platform that I personally have not invested into, but I know a lot of people that invested into Traders Domain, and they are destruction. And what I like about it, looking into this website WikiFX, it actually breaks things down for you in real time. So it's like the number of complaints you see by WikiFX have reached 8 for this broker in the past 3 months. So you can literally scroll down and it's going to tell you the biggest scam broker, can't withdraw not processed since September, not trustable. So do your own due diligence. It's pretty interesting when you use WikiFX. WikiFX will air out the reality of the platforms that you're using, and it gives you that sense of clarity for the brokers that you probably had no idea that wasn't even regulated or not. So and then there was a prop firm that I actually had money into not so long ago that I actually was using, and I came to realize that a lot of people that trade on prop firms, one of the providers that y'all want to look into is see if they're on ACAP. If they're not on ACAP or a regulated broker on those prop firms, there's another red flag for you there. So see if the prop firm itself is on a regulated broker like ACAP, for example. That does play a role. Just trade regulated, trade smart, because if they're regulated, once again, somebody could go to jail if business isn't done right. If you're trading unregulated, anything can happen, and you're pretty much just wasting your time, money, and energy. You could probably get paid out a couple of good times, and then when that day happens, you're not getting paid out or can't withdraw your investment or whatever the case may be. You're just gonna sit there looking at the walls and be like, damn, what can I do? They're unregulated. There ain't nothing you can do. So let's keep in mind what that actually entails for you in your future of trading. All right, so I have some notes that I made on the side, so just give me a second. All right, so let's just dive into the reality here. Now, once again, y'all could go in here and do your own due diligence and look at, the reality of all of these brokers that are on WikiFX. Keep in mind, once again, WikiFX is not a opinionated website. It's a document approval website, meaning everything that's on here that's saying regulated matters. So trade smart and trade regulated. That's the main thing from that. But the broker that I'm using, once again, is Sway Markets. So if you look at Sway Markets, it's pretty interesting. People was gonna say, look, they're regulated, and it's like, how can we know it's regulated? And the reality is, on here, it literally says that they're regulated in Australia, right? So if we go here to ASIC's website, Australian Secretaries and Investment Commissions, Securities, well, I said Secretaries, my bad. Australian Securities and Investment Commissions. You can see that if you go to search our registers, you can literally see on their website, just how I kind of figured this out for myself, that they actually had the information here for you to go look up. So it tells you what it is. They're a representative of Pulse Markets. So I was like, let me go check the website, right? So I went and I typed in Sway Markets, okay? And you can search it. And then you're going to find the one that says current. And then when you do, it's going to tell you that obviously this is a government-based website, right? And it'll show you that the licensees represented is here. So you Pulse Markets. You could go to View Summary. You can click the View Summary report, and it's going to pull up a whole PDF of their documentation proving that the broker is actually regulated. So unregulated brokers can't do this. This is what it is. This is reality, right? So it tells you that it's a representative summary, Sway Markets, and the license represented is Pulse Markets. So it tells you everything, and this is where it gets interesting. This is the details, and it tells you that it could deal in a financial product and underwriting an issue of securities of interest in registered managed investment, deal in a financial product and apply for acquire, vary or dispose of financial products on behalf of another, deal in a financial product, issue, apply for, acquire, vary or dispose of financial products. So it gives you clarification that the broker is fully compliant, that they're regulated. It's good. This is healthy. This is what you want. This is where you can put your money into, and you can go to sleep at night perfectly safe and sound. Like, you're not stressed out. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things when I do look into the stuff. And also what's pretty cool about Sway Markets is that people are going to ask, hey, Ryan, well, if they're in Australia, how can I use it? Well, here's my question to you. You understand that the broker is registered in the St. Vincent and Grenadines, okay? And that goes back to this article. St. Vincent and Grenadines allows regulated brokers, but you have to have a regulatory license, and Sway Markets has the regulatory license of ASIC, so they could do business inside of the St. Vincent and Grenadines. So I highly suggest, if you're curious, click the link inside the description of the broker that I'm currently using. We'll drop a link for anyone to go ahead and click that's watching this video, and see if you could go ahead and register, and if you get approved, see if you could trade on it. And if you could trade on it, there's your answer. So that's pretty much for everyone. But the good thing about it is that they have a super cool affiliate program. This is one of the biggest things that I like about it, because you can spread a good word about a regulated broker and actually use them. But they have a super cool affiliate program where anybody that you refer, you would get paid $2 per lot down to $4 per lot. And they have like a tier program, so it's pretty cool. So 5 levels deep, you get paid up to $2 to $4 per lot traded. And they pretty much give you some examples of what's possible if you're able to do that. So just referring people to this platform, the platform is going to pay you for lot size trading. You know, and they're offering $7.50 per lot. And as an affiliate, they give you up to a total of $4 per lot. So I feel like that's really, really cool. Just based upon what they have. And it looks like they have two actual, see, I usually use this one, but they have 2 programs, 2 affiliate programs. Okay, so it's pretty cool. You can either get paid in a tier way, where you refer somebody direct, you get paid $2 down to 5 levels deep, and you can scale that to $4. Or you could just refer people with another affiliate code, I'm assuming, and just get paid out $4 per lot for everybody that you refer. So they're giving you an incentive, like, hey, you refer people to this regulated broker, the broker will pay you out for lot sizes traded. You know, it's pretty straightforward. And they do get paid, like, I have experienced it myself already. They pay out daily, and you can withdraw anytime you want. That's the most coolest part about it. They pay out daily and you can withdraw anytime you want. And I really feel like when you're dealing with brokers, not a lot of them actually implement good affiliate programs, and you got to ask yourself, why not? You know, if you're referring clientele to a platform, you should get paid for it. If I refer people to Target, I wish I could get paid for it. If I refer people to a gas station, I wish I could get paid for it. If I refer anybody to anything that I know that's good, I wish I could get paid for it. So if they're offering a great experience on a regulated broker, and obviously they're fully compliant, why not refer people to it if you could use it? You understand? So to me, it makes sense to trade where it's smart. And also on top of it, they use MetaTrader 5. And I love MetaTrader 5. MetaTrader 5 is so cool that you can literally do so many good technology things inside of it, like the pending orders. You can like play with it on your phone. It's just a lot more, honestly, user friendly. And I feel like people that are traders and that love trading on a day-to-day basis, we all know, even if we use TradingView, we still got to go on MetaTrader to execute the trade. You see what I'm saying? So why trade on all these different variations when in reality, if MetaTrader 5 is very, very, very user friendly and the technology is amazing, and if you know how to use it very well, you're going to be able to adapt. Inside of my masterclass, I'm going to teach how people can use MetaTrader 5 with my strategy, how I am actually so profitable, and how I'm also help out thousands and thousands of people around the world trade better on a day-to-day basis. And I have actual real testimonials of people being successful. But I personally just use MetaTrader 5. I don't trade on TradingView and these other things, you know. And if this broker is on TradingView, even better, because TradingView only accepts regulated brokers for people that do like TradingView. So I highly suggest people to use the regulated broker. You know, it's, like I said, it's pretty cool. It's all about just being educated inside of this space and knowing where you're putting your money. But ultimately, you want to trade smart, you want to trade safe, you want to trade regulated. And that's pretty much everything I got to say about why regulated brokers is better than unregulated brokers. Once again, if you're trading regulated and something goes wrong, somebody goes to jail. You trade unregulated and something goes wrong, you're just going to sit there looking dumb at the end of the day, because they can run off with your money and nothing's going to happen. They get a tap on the wrist. Why? Because you put your money in an unregulated broker that doesn't make sense. So trade smart and trade protected. Other than that, I'm gonna put all of the links down in below. One of the biggest links I'm putting down below so people can actually get in tune with it is the broker link. So I'm gonna have that down below. I'm going to also have my free Telegram. This is hands down super fire. I'm giving basically a whole bunch of my US 30 trade ideas. So anytime I take a trade, I'm gonna give away my analysis of what my idea of where the market direction is going to go for US 30 for the day inside of my free Telegram. So click the link down below and see the free Telegram for yourself and get involved and, you know, see all the education, the fun, the entertaining side of me, and teaching how to trade, you know, US 30. Ultimately, you know, it's literally free. So you could definitely join the free Telegram and see like how well you want to perform as a trader. It all comes down to, you know, just once again, trading protected and, you know, protecting your capital as much as possible. And once again, see the proof for yourself. It's all in the pudding. So have a good one, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's been pretty cool talking to y'all about this, and hopefully everyone trades smart, trade regulated. Peace.